Hey everyone, and welcome back to Prague. If you're just joining us, our Christmas market adventures have taken us through Budapest, Bratislava, Vienna, and now we're diving deeper into the magic of Prague. If you missed the first part, don't worry, I'll leave the link along with the others in the description below. At the end of part 1, we had just made our way out of the iconic Prague castle and found ourselves on the charming cobblestone streets below. Our next stop? The picturesque Park Siena, a hidden gem that offers some of the most breathtaking views of the Charles Bridge and some beautiful swans.
So last time I was at this park, which I love this park by the way, and you should definitely come because it's so scenic, even in the winter. But last time I was here, there was an otter sitting on a rock right in front of me in the water, and he was just enjoying himself and just washing his face, and just nothing fazed him. And there were a bunch of humans around him just taking it all in. So it was really, really funny. But you should definitely come over to this park because it's really beautiful.
If you're looking for that perfect Instagram shot, this is the place to be.
There's another otter. Manny pointed him out.
I actually learned that this wasn't an otter, though he resembled one, but a nukria, or also called a quapu. After taking in the views, we continued down the street, passing by the Kafka Museum. But what really excited me was what came next. My absolute favorite hidden gem in Prague. A tiny cookie shop called Pernikovi Paneček. I've now been here 3 times, once during each visit to Prague, and let me tell you, it's worth every trip. Pernikovi Paneček specializes in traditional Czech gingerbread cookies. And what makes this such a special spot is that you can actually watch them roll out the dough and bake the cookies right in front of you. The aroma alone will draw you in, and the warm spice flavors are just perfect for the holiday season.
So this is the smallest hallway ever. You're not coming. We've actually now just gone under the Charles Bridge, and there's a cute little market that's here all the time for Christmas that we're coming to check out. Okay, so we got a sausage with ketchup and mustard. I think it was 160 maybe. Inside the sausage, there's cheese, so looking forward to this. All right, I don't see any cheese yet, but. Tasty though. we're basically staying in the Jewish quarter here in Prague. So today we're gonna go check it out. I've been before a few times, but it's always nice to go back. I think sometimes things aren't always open. So hopefully today everything's open. All the synagogues should be. Today's Monday. But we're gonna start with the Spanish synagogue because it's right across the street from where we're staying. So right below where we're staying, there is a cafe, and Manny went the other morning and showed me all of the pastries they have. Now, I'm a sucker for pastries. Not only that, but I have severe food allergies, and in the US, they're really bad. In Europe, I'm still reacting, but I don't care, I'm eating. But I got this beautiful eclair because I couldn't resist, and then a hot chocolate. But if you're staying near here or even just walking near here, you need to come and stop into this cafe. This is actually a Franz Kafka statue here. We went by the museum yesterday, which I've passed by tons of times. There's these statues out front that usually are peeing and their little ways circle around, but it wasn't working, and I was disappointed because I really wanted to see it. But that museum is here in Prague if you're interested in seeing more on Franz Kafka. So it is a museum here in the Spanish synagogue. We're not gonna pay to go in to see it, but so just so you know. So it's very religious here. On one side of the sculpture, you've got the Jewish synagogue. On the other side, you've got a Catholic church. So this is just a very religious area right here. So this is the old new synagogue right here. I've been, so we're not gonna get tickets this time to go in. A lot of these places are finding that we do need tickets to get inside. Also, if you're interested, and I'll leave in the description, there are a lot of tours here just about the Jewish history. So this is the Jewish town hall behind me. It dates back to 1586 as a meeting place for the Jews. So I see this is a Jewish museum, but I don't think it's the one that I have on my list. But in front of us is another synagogue. This is the Clausen Synagogue. So we did end up getting tickets because I did want to go into the cemetery. I've passed it so many times and I've never actually been in. One ticket actually includes everything. So it includes actually the Spanish synagogue, the new old, the cemetery. So I think we'll go back real quick and maybe go visit those. So the synagogue that I just passed was actually a ceremonial synagogue. It's actually not open today. We're trying to find the entrance to the cemetery. So we're walking and walking. We do have a map, but I can't see it with my contacts in, so we're trying to maneuver our way. So this is the Pincus synagogue here. It's one of the oldest synagogues in Prague's Jewish town, dating back to the early 16th century. It was built as a private house of prayer. And then after Nazi occupation of Prague, the synagogue was vacated and converted into a warehouse of confiscated Jewish property. Abandoned after the war, the devastated synagogue was put into the care of the Jewish Museum in Prague, which set about its gradual restoration in 1954 through 1960. The interior was turned into a memorial for more than the 78,000 Jewish victims from the Czech lands. This actually shows the streets of the Jewish Quarter in 1905. It's mind-blowing seeing all of these names. These are all names of people who were victims of World War II. It's crazy how many names are listed on these walls. I think I read that in the cemetery here, there's 20,000 people who are buried here. So wild. It's not a very big space. And it's been built up and they just kept adding ground basically to it. But it's like one person buried on top of the other. So the stones are all in Hebrew, and a lot of them have really faded, but I can't see a date on them to get an idea of when some of these stones may date back to, but you can see that they're just really, really faded. They've also been disrupted so much that the stones are kind of sideways. Some of them are holding one another up. Some of them look like they're about to fall. It's wild. So that's the only plaque I can make out. Moses Lipman Beck, 1787. So these are fragments of tombstones that date back to the mid-14th century. So there are a few just like random plaques that are out. The one says 1528 to 1601, and that's that straight ahead. So some of them, they do have some plaques, or I guess ideas, where people are buried. Alright, now going into the Spanish Museum. So this is the Powder Tower. It is one of the original gates of the city, but it's totally under construction, of course. So this market feels real local. It's lots of food and lots of hats, scarves, and gloves.
Holly hanging across the door, neighbors singing tales of yore. It's so close, hardly can wait. Waking up on Christmas, children dreaming without a care. 'Tis the season most everywhere, so come home. There's no better place, waking up on Christmas Day. Tinsel wrapped around the tree, snowflakes dancing in the street. Presents tied up with a string for you and me. So grab your stocking above the fire, bells are rocking to the choir. No, nothing else is the same, waking up on Christmas Day.
So these are the crowds that are waiting for the clock to go off. We've seen it before, so we're not gonna wait, but it is gonna go off in about 2 minutes.
Waking up on Christmas Day.
What I love about the Old Town is that a lot of the buildings are really decorated, kind of like this one. We've seen it in other cities, like I remember seeing it in Switzerland, I've seen it in Vienna, but it's so beautiful and just really kind of transports you to a different time period.
For you and me, so grab your stocking above the fire. Bells are rocking to the choir.
Afternoon snack. This one's banana with Nutella.
Waking up on Christmas Day. Waking up on Christmas Day.
Noel, the angels did say, was to certain poor shepherds in fields as they lay, in a fields where they lay, keeping their sheep on a cold winter's night that was so deep. Noel, 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 born is the King of Israel. They looked up and saw a star shining in the east, beyond them far, and to the earth it gave great light, and so it continued both day and night. Noel, 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 Noel. Born is the King of Israel.
we got a hot pink drink. We kept seeing this and we weren't sure what it was. It definitely looks like Pepto-Bismol. You can see it. It might taste similar to it as well. It's or Manny thinks it tastes like pizza. It might taste like pizza. It's raspberry and white chocolate, but it somehow tastes like pizza. We're not sure how. I'll put that down. But then we got a waffle with dark chocolate, white chocolate, and some pretty sprinkles. It looks like a Christmas tree. Alright, sip of the pink stuff. It's very different. I'm not gonna lie, very, very different. I'm going for the waffle there. Ooh, it's dripping. That's heavenly. Oh my god. So So that concludes our trip to Prague and Christmas markets for 2024. And P.S. don't order the pink stuff.
Make sure that you're subscribed because we have one more Christmas market next for you, and that is our day trip to Karlovy Vary.
See you next time.